Everyone, today I will be with Sam, and my name is Donzel, and today I'll be Sam's guest. So Sam, please introduce yourself to everyone.
I'm Sam, and I have an Instagram account where I pretty much like teach people about coding stuff, JavaScript, Bootstrap. I kind of like made it all on it. And I'm a bioengineering major, and I go to BC, which is Broward College down in Davie, Miami, Florida. And I'm also 19 years old. So my passions are computer science, biology, genetics, and coding. So I do a little bit of 3D modeling, but on the side, animation, my favorite. So yeah, that's kind of all about me.
Okay. So for me, my side, my name is Donzel. Recently, I finished a course. I really like to call it a boot camp in full stack development. And I went to a school named Tech IS. I'm not sure if you've heard of it. Maybe some of you guys are familiar with it. Maybe some of you guys are not. Mostly for me, well, I've learned a lot of things about, coding, and I live in Florida. And for me, I guess, besides coding, I like sports, and I guess my favorite two sports is running and soccer.
Oh, interesting.
Again, I'm glad to be on Sam's channel today. This is a wonderful opportunity. And, we are going to be diving deep today in stuff that probably would be dealing with the tech field in Florida. So, anything else you want to say, Sam?
I really don't have anything right now, so I think I might have something along the way. So
Okay.
I would be pretty happy like to talk about it.
All right.
So right now you have green line, so go ahead.
All right. So let's start. All right. So me and Sam, we've been talking, and we just came up with some. Mostly I'd say we agreed on questions. So I'm gonna start by asking you a question, Sam, and then I'll give my answer, and then we'll take it from there, and we'll see what we get. Okay?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm fine with that.
All right. So the first question is, what made you become a programmer?
That's a really good question. And the answer is really insane. So the thing is, back in 2016 or 17, when I was still in high school, I didn't really know what I wanted to do. And I was like trying a bunch of things at the same time, but not knowing, what I really wanted to do. So I had that one friend one time call me, it was like a Friday afternoon, and it was talking so fast, like about a bunch of things, like, website, application. So you just found a way, you just know how to make website. And I was like, oh, that's pretty cool, that's interesting. But I was like, ain't no way that I'm gonna do something like that, because first of all, I didn't have a laptop at the time. So I was like, oh, I'm interested. I kind of like showed him that I was interested too, but I still knew at the time that I wouldn't be able to do anything because I didn't have a laptop.
Okay, so you're basically, you were you were trying to figure out how to get out of that situation.
Yeah, and like at the beginning, so I thought that coding and this type of stuff, so they were like really advanced things that I can't really do by myself right now, like at the time that I was. So I think I was like 14 or 16, some kind of thing like that. I'm not really sure, but I might. And I was like, okay, so it's really interesting. So I don't want to kill your vibe. So I will just be happy for you and show that I'm happy for you, but I don't really know how am I going to do that.
Okay, so where did, down the road, what happened? What changed?
And the thing is, like the same night, so we just ended up saying, so you know what, we're gonna start. And the funny thing is, it didn't also have a laptop at the time.
Okay.
So we both didn't have a laptop at the time.
Yeah.
So it was back in 80, there was like a bunch of things. that was going on, like coding and stuff like that. And so the other issue that we had was electricity.
Yeah.
So we didn't have a laptop, we didn't have electricity, so it was like paying like double the issues. Like we don't know what we're gonna do about it. But we're like, okay, so we're gonna try to learn Java. Because we do like challenges, but we didn't know anything about Java. But we were like, okay, so we're gonna learn Java. And we just like ended up making research about it, and we realized that we won't be able to do Java, first of all, because we don't have any laptop. And we kind of like trying to find other resources or other way that we might use, other things that we can use, such as find the tablets, because that was like the thing that we had at the time, so that we can really get started, even if we don't really get into the thing that we want to get into, but at least we got into the field.
Okay.
So, you know.
Okay. So basically, it was like you were able to get your hands on a tablet, and then from there things started moving. Okay. So I see you were able to improvise.
Yeah. So that was like the big change, man.
All right.
So we came up on HTML. And things got like there was a bunch of software that you can pretty much download in Play Store so that you can get started, like the tablet or phone if you want to. So we choose HTML. So we were like spending hours coding in classes which were not even coding classes. So they were literally like math class, history and stuff like that. So we were literally like coding on papers.
Okay.
So that we can remember the syntax, because the syntax was pretty new, like a bunch of tags at the time, you know, like the header, head, p, a bunch of attributes that you need to know so that you can create the website. So we are like putting on papers so that we kind of like get not familiar, how to say that. So kind of like us to get used to the syntax.
Okay. So
just like project of a project and project of projects.
All right. Basically, from what it sounds like, a friend, and he kind of helped you get, that idea of maybe this is something you could get into, and from there you kind of just took off. All right. So, for my, and it was more individualized, I would say. It was more of my decision to get into this type of field, just because I was really into games. Like when they had the PS2, I was really into that. So I was all about that, and I was reading books on, gaming and how to get into the gaming industry. And one of the things I saw by reading these books was you gotta have a degree in computer science. You gotta know how to program. You gotta have those types of skills. And from there, I talked to people in my family, specifically my parents, and it was very helpful. And understanding a lot about those sorts of things, and that's really what led to me choosing in becoming a programmer. It was mostly like I would say the media and mostly just gaming, because a lot of people talk about the games and how this can be a successful field. So I think it was more that's what I would say on that.
Yeah, interesting. So that was like pretty much you interested in video games, and at some point you were like, oh, I think I want to make one game too, but I don't really know how to do that, and you just like started getting obsessed about it by making research and talking to people.
Yeah.
Feedbacks and stuff like that.
Yeah, definitely. And for me, I just felt like that was one of the things I really liked. Now I'm not as much as I was into gaming, but from there, it really made a big change in how I thought of, programming and all these development methods go into that sort of thing. Okay. Yeah. All right. So let's go to the next question. What programming languages do you use? Go ahead.
Yeah. So I'm just gonna tell you exactly the thing. We started with HTML, we did CSS, JavaScript, and then we went to jQuery. I really liked jQuery at the time. It was pretty easy for me to do JavaScript. And then we went to Java, Python, C, C#, because we did a little bit of Unity, like 2D and 3D games, and PHP. I don't really like PHP. Don't ask me why. And yeah, so that's pretty much like the programming languages that I know.
All right. Okay, I'll take it then. So I would definitely say for programming languages, I would say because it's my favorite, I really would say a little bit of Python.
I was thinking about it too. I was like, is it
Yeah.
Python?
Yeah, because again, that was really the first language I really started. HTML, Java, C++, C Sharp. That was the thing that really got me because I was doing research and a lot of people were saying, "Oh, that's one of the easiest languages to learn." And I started by learning a bit about how you can add the numbers in Python and stuff like that. The computer and just put it on like a debugger or something. I'm sure, but that's really what I would say I know. Besides Python. I do have experience in other languages, but I would say just like knowledge base, my number one language would have to be Python. What is your current experience with programming thus far?
Learn Android Studio and how to use it. So I really like starting to Android applications and trying like to do little applications, like little functions.
Experience thus far. I would say I've done, I would say maybe some major projects here and there. All right. And then after that, I would say I made a Netflix video player. So you can play videos on there.
Which technologies did you use?
But sorry, can you repeat that?
Which technologies did you use for your project? Like
so basically, I used Java.
Okay.
There was I can remember there was HTML in there, and I think I used styles. Yeah, I used a lot of styles in there to get it working, and that was some of the languages I used, and it was a long project. It's very good that someone like specifically like us and others out there have done projects. So,
that's huge.
Yeah. So what separates you from other programmers?
What really separates me from other programmers is the time that I dedicate to my stuff. Like
Okay.
I spend a bunch of time learning, and when I'm learning, so I learn from a bunch of people. Like
Yeah. So I guess from what it sounds like here, you have a really hard work ethic, and you just ready to just give it your all and try your best. I get that. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
On my end, I would say same thing. I have a strong work ethic too. And I think the other thing that separates me is just having a good attitude, and just trying to be ready to assist and grow a lot in the field. I want to learn more, not just do full stack, but try other things, whether it's software development. I'd still say I'm a big software development person, but I'm okay with other.
I can tell. I really can tell.
I'm okay with other things if it's security based or just data based.
So you're pretty much like open. What?
Like, what is your favorite like position in programming? Are you like more of the developer person or just the security person?
I'm all of them at the same time.
Okay, all right.
I really like. So for me, it's pretty much like a season. So I can pretty much like feel right now. Oh, I really want to work on a game. So I'll be like, okay, so I have a project. So my project is a game that I want to create, and then I'm gonna work on that and that thing only. And once I'll be done with it, so I'll be like, so you know what? I want to work on a website. So my project will be like to create a website. And once I get that thing done, put it on my GitHub, and I need to get another project. So it's pretty much like a season for me. So each time, just go back and forth, with ideas and stuff like that.
My favorite mobile application based is my thing, and yeah. Okay, so we're gonna go to the last question, and we're gonna go to the goals because we're kind of running
That
out
means
of time.
we don't have time. Not gonna lie. So it's less than 1
It's
minute.
okay. It's
So what are
okay.
we gonna
Don't.
do?
It's okay. I'll make sure. Yeah. So, anyways, um, who was your favorite inspiration when looking to program?